Okay, so now we have put in both zigzags on the sides, attaching the zipper to the fabric. We're now going to do the straight stitch part of the closed seam. And the technique here is to set the machine or the needle such that, let me actually start on the other end so I don't have to deal with the slider. Okay, this way. Okay, the technique is to make sure your needle, if you observe, I have shifted the needle to a little away from the middle so that it's positioned right behind the zigzag, which is a closed seam technique. We want it, this zigzag is on the edge and the straight is right below it or behind it, and it's a straight stitch. So we just stitch straight through. Just be careful not to hit the teeth, or that is so far away that is hitting the teeth. And you don't need to change the presser foot for that. The way you see, as you can see, I'm using the same foot. Now I'm getting close to the problem area again. So now I keep needle down, lift, grab this slider, maneuver it out of the way, and because I still have my needle position, I just complete it like that. Okay, and then when you finish, you pull, give it a good amount of length, and cut close to the fabric. All right, so yeah, this is how it looks over there, and do the same. So now both sides have been stitched with closed seam. If you look, you have your zigzag on the edge and the straight at the bottom. Okay, so we can position the zipper pulley, the pull, in the middle of the zipper tape like this. Okay, somewhere in the middle. Now this is how we close it. This is how we complete it. As we're working, we're also cutting off any strands of thread strands all the way. Now we have two stoppers on this zipper. This is stopper here, a pair of stoppers here, and another one here. We're going to use that as our guide. Every zipper, regular zipper like this, has a little more space after the stopper, and it's very important. It is for seam allowance. You do not cut that off. It's for seam allowance. So now we're going to conclude or complete it. It's very simple. You would make sure you're targeting the stitches to come close. This time we're using straight stitch first to come close, but not hitting the stopper. Okay, if it helps, you can draw a line from the bottom all the way to about 1/8 of an inch away from the stopper. Okay, you don't want to be sewing right underneath it. When you get there, you won't know where to go. It should be right here, but not too far off either. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Okay, so here we are. I'm positioning my needle. Again, the needle is skewed to the left, so it will be as close as possible to the stopper without hitting it. Now I'm going to reinforce, because if I start anywhere other than the very edge, other than the very bottom, I will have a hole. So I'm just going to start about an inch in, sorry, a half inch in, and I press. Okay, this particular stitch doesn't go backwards, so I'm just going to sew over it again. That's it. Just to make sure I reinforce the bottom. And then I continue. Now this is the tricky part. I am not sewing this zipper part flat like this. I'm not sewing it flat like this. I'm holding it up together like this. There's a purpose, a reason for that. I'm holding it up all the way to the end, and then I'm bringing my stitch in, and as you can see is very close. I'm still holding it up. It's still close without hitting. Okay, and you can go over it by going, I'm just going to sew over it again, because the particular stitch I'm using here doesn't do reverse. That's why I'm not reversing. I'm just going over it to do my reinforcement. And watch carefully. I'm holding it up as I navigate. All right. Okay, it's important. Why does that matter? I'll show you in a second. When you look on the right side, this stopper here actually looks like this, and we need it to, you see, we need it to stand like this. If you flatten it, you won't get it standing like this. All right, okay. Same thing, you do the same thing on the other end. Okay, so the other end, I am going over it twice just to make sure that the zipper side is reinforced. You would use the return button to go back and forth. This particular one wouldn't allow me to do that, but that's fine. Here we go. The next thing, or to finish off, we would do zigzag on the edge. Again, this is all closed seam throughout, closed seam. Okay, so I'm ready for my zigzag, and I'm not starting at the very edge. Zigzag is a very strong stitch, so when you do it, you want to start before, in front of the very tip, because the machine can eat it up. So here we go, and we do the edge. Again, this is all closed seam, okay? And you don't necessarily need to back up when you're doing zigzag. So here we go. This is the zigzag. This is the straight stitch. We have our closed seam. Again, it's already done here. You can cut off any raw edges or strings left. And remember to keep it open. If this was shut, you'll have a problem trying to open it. Okay, this is the moment of truth. Now, you put your fingers or hand inside. Let me just turn this off. How you turn it matters. You put your finger into the corner and you fold it down like a 90 degree, like that, and turn it into itself, kind of push it into itself. You'll get a very nice sharp corner here. You do the same thing on this other end. Later I'll clean this. Just wanted to see how to turn it inside into itself. There we go. And then you turn everything out. This part, as you can see, that stopper, it shows on the outside. This one, you tuck it in, and voila, that's your zippered pouch. Okay, beautiful. And because this is white, you can, I mean, it's same look on the wrong side as the right side. We label it, but this shows that if you're using a flowery or any other fabric, the right side would be here and the wrong side would be on the inside. All right, and you're supposed to do 5 of these for practice. Thank you.